Welcome back, traders and blockchain enthusiasts, to the top cryptocurrency signals getting started with EOS series. In this video, we'll be looking at the various resources required to use the EOS blockchain, namely RAM, CPU, and bandwidth. To begin, let's first look at our EOS LYNX wallet. If you remember, to actually register an account, it required us to stake a bit of EOS. If you check up here in the statistics, you'll be able to see the results of that. We have access to CPU, we can view the network, and we can see the RAM that we have. If for whatever reason you're unable to make a transaction, it is most likely going to be down to your RAM. Now, to manage these sorts of resources, we're going to use the EOS Toolkit. To access the EOS Toolkit, either Google the website EOS Toolkit or go to the website eostoolkit.io. Now, like any dApp, it's going to want to try and log in, and the way we do that is with scatter. So we have scatter opened before, we just need to log in, and what we're actually going to do is we're going to refresh the page. No, well, we probably won't. Maybe we need to, let's see. We then go to the left side to attach an account. Okay, yeah, it does want to refresh. So open the page after you've signed in, and then it'll log you in. Now, if it doesn't log you in, you then need to click Attach Account, and a window will appear where you then select the active your name. You'll have two options: one will be active and one will be owner. Select the active one. Once you've logged in, you'll get all the information here. Now, what the EOS Toolkit allows you to do is it allows you to manage those resources. So, to get an understanding of what the three main resources are, you can imagine it sort of like that EOS is a train, and that when you have CPU, you're allowed to ride that train. And it's a pretty relaxed train in regards to that if there's no one else riding the train, you can use all the remaining seats. You can lie out, you can take up more space and so forth. However, if the train is booked and everyone is there with their seats, you won't be able to do that, and you'll only be able to use the allocated amount of resources that you've paid for, or that you're staking for in this case. RAM works like in regards to how actual computer RAM works, where it is a form of permanent storage of data that is constantly being accessed, such as balances and keys and so forth. And network is the amount of data that can be sent from one point to another, so essentially how busy that train car is. If we go back to the EOS Toolkit, on the left hand side we're able to manage our account. So if we go over here to manage account, manage stake, we can now begin to stake and unstake our EOS for CPU. Now, one of the other great things about EOS is that you can stake for other people. So if you've got a friend or something who has an issue with their transaction or so forth, they've run out of CPU, you could stake on their behalf and thus giving them CPU. You're also able to sell this as well. You're able to manage the RAM from these points. There are other little features that come along with the EOS Toolkit. One of the most important ones is voting, and so from the EOS Toolkit you can manage your vote. Where EOS is a delegated proof of stake concept, each vying party will put together referendums which will be voted on by the EOS holders. So going down to vote producers is the area where you can do those votes. Now, you can also do access certain dApps from inside the EOS LYNX wallet. If we come over here and go to dApps, you'll find that there'll be a list of dApps which are integrated, and there's more being integrated every day with LYNX. And you can come down here to look at the EOS Vote Tracker, for example, giving you other access to dApps. Now, obviously, it's going to want our PIN, because this is our EOS LYNX wallet and it's not connecting through scatter, this is connecting through EOS LYNX. Whereas if we go back to our EOS Toolkit, this is connecting through scatter to our EOS LYNX wallet. Not to try and confuse you too much. So some of the other interesting things about the EOS Toolkit is airdrop tokens. Since tokens on the EOS network aren't necessarily doing ICOs, one of the best ways that they can get a community built and get some transactions on the network is by airdropping. So if you've got the amount of resources, so if you've got the correct amount of RAM, you can just come in and make these transactions. So say I want to grab some of this, it's going to bring up my scatter saying, do you wish to do this? I'll say yes. Now I've got no actual resources at the moment, so I'm going to need to top those up. So transaction failed because I did not have enough RAM. So what I would then want to go do is come down to manage account, manage RAM, purchase some RAM, buy some RAM for myself. Yeah, and if I had enough EOS, which I currently don't, I'd be able to buy some RAM. I believe I currently have 0.04, so I can't actually change this. But if there was enough EOS in this account, I would be able to buy RAM, grab some more of those airdrops, and utilize more little bits and pieces. So once we have that completed, we can go to something like the newdex. So let me just give you an example of another form of dApp that can be used. So newdex is a decentralized exchange for EOS tokens. If you want to sign in, you have to go up here, and it's going to ask for the scatter. We're going to sign in via scatter, log in. Again, much like I mentioned with the EOS toolkit, you want to choose your active account, and then we're logged in. It's that easy to get on board with the EOS dApps once the initial preset steps have been taken. Dun, dun, dun. And that is pretty much the bits and pieces for using the various resources of the dApps. As long as you have the resources, you can use the network. The network isn't very limiting. It only becomes more limiting the more used it is at the time. And the reason for this is it allows for more scalability when it comes to actual dApp developers. Alright, well, thank you for your time. This has been Top Cryptocurrency Signals, bringing you various EOS content and getting started with EOS.